Welcome to this programming tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can build the Adventures of Sausage minigame in Python. On the side here, I have a Python file that I've just created, and on the right side, I've got Sausage's minigame. Let's get started by following task 1 and printing the starting code into our file. Here it is. You can see the starting code has quite a lot in it. We've got an inventory variable that's going to store a list of all the items that we pick up. We've got a variable that stores how many toys we need to find to win the game. We've got an introduction to the game. And we've got an infinite while loop over here. Remember, all the spacing inside it means that everything is inside the while loop. Inside of the while loop, we've got a short story to start us off. We look at getting the command from the player, and then we use if statements to check which room we are in. You'll also notice that I actually have completed the entrance code for you, so you don't need to do the entrance. Let's start this by highlighting everything with Ctrl A and clicking copy. Then we're going to paste it inside of our file. This text adventure game builds the foundation of what you're going to be doing later on. We start by printing a story. We then take in the user input, and then we use an if statement to check which way we're going to go. Let's start with task 2. Task 2 says create the print command with the player walks into the room and sees someone on the sofa. So I'm going to remove the pass underneath the living room because this is where this happens. I'm going to replace it with prints. There we go. We then need to print and ask the player to search or leave. Enter search or leave. I'm going to tick off these two boxes to know where I am. Then I'm going to take in user input and store it in a variable. I've already done that up here, so all I'm going to do is copy and paste this over here. Then I need an if statement to see if they're entering search or if they're entering leave. So let's write if p_input is equal to search, then we're going to do something. Elif p_input is equal to leave, then we're going to do something. Let's start with search. This is in the wrong place. We need to make sure it's inside this if statement by pressing the tab key on our keyboard. And we're going to write a print command with the person woke up, game over. Let's copy and paste this and put it in our leave. And when we're leaving, we're going to write, you have left the room. Now, when the leave command gets done, what's going to happen is it's going to run to the bottom of our code. And because it's a while loop that's infinite, as you can see there, it's going to start the game from the beginning again. When it's game over, we don't want the while loop to run, so we can use a special command to break out of the while loop. To do that, we're going to write break. That way, if we search for something, it'll break the loop and the game will no longer run. In other words, it's going to be game over. We've now completed everything in this to-do list, so we can tick off the living room, and we can move on to the kitchen. Now the cool thing about this is that most of the code can be copied and pasted. So we're going to grab all of this code, we're going to remove the pass to the kitchen, and we're going to paste it in there. Let's change some of the information. This is the output that we need for the first commands to continue our story. The commands that we're doing are get and leave, so we need to change search to get. We then take in a command, so that's these three ticked off. Then we do a selection statement to check if it's either searching, guessing, or leaving. The cool thing is that the leave command can be left as it is. It's exactly the same. The difference is the get one. If they select get, we need to tell them that they're picking up a toy. So we're going to say, you picked up the item. And instead of break, we're going to add it to our inventory variable. To add it to our inventory variable, we're going to write inventory dot append, and then we're going to write toy. I see that I've actually copied the wrong one here. This should be for the bedroom. So I'm just going to quickly fix that by copying the correct task. There we go. Now that's done and we can actually pick up the toy and put it in our inventory, let's go to the next one. And this is in bedroom 1. This one changes to bone. We're going to use the get command again, and we're going to add a bone to our inventory. And that's bedroom 1 done. Let's now do bedroom 2. In bedroom 2, we use a stuffed toy under the bed. So here we're going to write a stuffed toy. We're going to write that into our inventory, like that. And everything else can remain the same. So you can see a lot of this is copied and pasted, which is fine. Let's do the same thing over here. Let's copy and paste over here. And in the patio, we're going to print this out. There we go. Instead of get and leave, you can see here that command should be search and leave. So let's change get to search. And we're going to check if they entered search instead. If they do enter search, it's going to say the bird chased sausage away, and then it's going to output game over. So let's do that over here. And instead of inventory.append, we're going to do what we did in the first one and write break to stop the game from running. We've now finished the entire game. We've run through each selection statement over here, we've printed and copied and pasted a lot of our code, and we follow the same format. We print a story, we print the commands, we store the commands, we check what they are, and we continue the story. A lot of this copying and pasting stuff that you see here is what you're going to be doing for your own text adventure game. If you want to know how some of the more advanced stuff works, like for example, everything you see in the entrance one, please don't hesitate to ask me. Inside this document, you've also got a list of the useful information on the side here. And you can see they're all color-coded. So for example, when it asks you to create a print command, you can see here from the color blue that this is how you do it. At the end of this, you should have a fully functioning game. Let's try it out. I'll click run, start debugging, and now let's start at the living room. There's a person there, and I don't want it to be game over, so I'm going to leave. Let's now go to the kitchen. There's a toy there, so I'm going to write get. Let's now go to bedroom 1. There's another bone there, so let's click get. Then we're going to go to bedroom 2. Write get again, so now we've got 3 items. And if we go to the patio, you can see the output says that there's an anonymous circling of birds, but we don't want to do anything yet. So let's leave. Lastly, let's go to the entrance, which is the code that I wrote. We've got a toy box, and we can add the commands put away. So let's put all our toys away. Because we have reached 3 toys, as you can see here, we now have completed the game. This is how you complete the mini text adventure game. I hope you found it helpful.